Hi Karen, I'm Christina. I'm going to be your occupational therapy assistant today. So I understand you're coming to see me because of problems with your arthritis and it's kind of hindering your everyday life?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what I want to do to try to get to know some of those issues a little bit better is do a little interview with you. Is that okay?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So the interview tool that I want to use is called the Canadian Occupational Performance Measure, or the COPM. And basically what it does is it splits itself up into 3 different categories: self-care, productivity, and leisure. And then as you can see, it has 3 subcategories within each main category to kind of break up where things go.
Mm-hmm.
And what this interview tool basically does is it identifies occupations that you want to do, need to do, or expected to do, but can't do, don't do, or aren't satisfied with the way you do them because of your arthritis.
Mm-hmm.
Does that all make sense?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about that?
No.
Okay.
No, I think I'm fine.
Okay. So then, after we identify some of the issues, you're gonna rate how important those things are to you,
Mm-hmm.
how satisfied you are with how you do those things right now, and how you perform them.
Okay.
And it's all 1 to 10 scales. So I've provided a kind of bigger scale so that you have a visual on how these scales work, just in case it can sometimes get a little confusing. And then I've also provided a list of examples in each category, just in case the ones that I provide don't pertain to you, or I'm missing ones that may pertain to you that I didn't provide.
Okay.
Do you have any questions before we begin?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. So our first category is self-care, and that includes occupations aimed at getting ready for the day and getting around. So the first subcategory is personal care. So examples of that would be getting clothes from a drawer, removing clothing, opening containers, using the toilet, taking medications, or sleeping. Do any of those?
Opening containers is
Opening
probably
containers.
one of my issues.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
It seems like anything twisty, even like cans, it helps to have the flip top. I'm better at that than having to use the can opener.
Okay. Okay. Does the flip top ever cause issues? Because I know you said that you have arthritis in your hands. So hooking your finger through the top, does that ever cause an issue?
Yes, I usually use a spoon.
A spoon.
Yes.
Okay. So you kind of compensate a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Were there any other issues that we didn't hit on or that I didn't provide for you at all?
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then moving on to our second subcategory, it's functional mobility. So things like turning in bed or transferring from a wheelchair, if that were to pertain to you, or getting in and out of the bathtub, or climbing stairs.
Climbing stairs is
Climbing
an issue.
stairs.
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
I guess going down the stairs using the handles is more helpful for me, only because sometimes I end up having to take a step each time I do it, and I don't go down like I would normally, like people would normally.
Like one stair at a time.
Right.
Or like
right.
Alternating.
Yes.
Feet.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And do you have handrails on your stairs?
Yes,
correct?
on one side.
On one side.
Yes.
Do you think it would be helpful to have handrails on both sides if it were feasible?
I have tried that at someone else's house, and that does help.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Do you see any other things listed on here that I didn't mention that?
No, I think that's about okay with that.
Okay. And then moving on to our final subcategory in self-care, it's community management. So things like driving a car or taking public transit, paying the bills, handling money, or shopping. Does arthritis play a factor in any of those things, do you feel?
No, not really.
No, not really. Okay. That's fine. So now we're going to move on to productivity. So what that basically is earning a living and maintaining your home and your family. So just flip this over. Our first subcategory is paid or unpaid work. So can you tell me about what you do for a living?
I'm basically sitting at a desk pretty much 8 hours of the day,
Okay.
with not much movement,
Okay.
so that's hard for me.
So you would say sitting for long periods of
Yes.
time is hard?
Yes.
Okay. Are you ever able to get up and walk around and kind of stretch?
I try to
Your
do
legs?
that. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel that it hinders your work in any way or your ability to do your work in any way?
I think sometimes when I'm sitting there working, because I'm not moving, I feel stiff.
Okay.
And then I feel that's when I know I have to get up and walk around.
Okay, so it kind of takes you away
Right.
from your work.
Right.
Okay. So that, is there anything else in there that we didn't touch on that you would like to?
No, I think that's
Okay.
okay.
So moving on then, we're going to go to household management. So examples of that would be buying the groceries, doing the dishes, taking out the garbage, things of that sort.
I know I have problems like cleaning floors, the bathroom,
Okay.
that type of information for doing that because I tend to have to bend on my knees and
Mhm.
actually go on my knees, and that's the part that hurts the most then.
Okay, is there any one specific area in the house that affects your knees more than others?
Cleaning the bathtub.
Cleaning the bathtub.
Yes.
Okay. Does your bathtub have doors or a curtain?
It has doors.
Doors.
So you only have a minimal amount of room to actually get yourself into there
Okay.
to clean.
Okay. Have you ever thought of using like one of those kneeling pad?
Actually, I put a towel down once in a while, but that just isn't enough cushion.
Okay. Okay. And then, is there anything else that you wanted to touch on at all?
Let's see. No, I think that's close.
Okay. So then moving on to our last subcategory in that area, we're going to talk about school and play. So are you a student currently?
No.
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 Okay.
Just work full time.
Just full-time work.
Yes.
Okay. So then for play, that would kind of be like maybe playing with family or with siblings or nieces and nephews, things like that.
Right.
If you have little ones running around,
Yes.
is any of that ever an
Yes,
issue?
when family gets together and children are there, it would be nice to actually get down on the floor and play or run around or whatever.
Okay.
And I find issues with that.
Okay. Is there anything else kind of on this list that you would like to talk about? Or is running around with family kind of...
I think that, that does hinder everything.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then our last main category is leisure. So, leisure is kind of what you do in your free time when you're not working or taking care of your family.
Mm-hmm.
So, the first subcategory is quiet recreation. So, examples of this would be watching TV or reading a book or a magazine, listening to music. Does arthritis hinder those things in any way?
Not really.
Not really. So then moving on to active recreation, examples of this would be dining out or going to dinner, going to the beach, traveling, attending different sporting events.
Traveling is an issue with sightseeing, walking, doing a lot of walking.
Okay. Anything else you would like to talk about at all in that area?
Maybe. No, I think that's pretty much it.
And then our last category then is socialization. So examples of this would be visiting friends or family, writing letters, arranging or attending different group functions. if you hang out with your girlfriends or get together to play cards or to have dinner, things like that.
Yeah, I don't think that
Nothing.
would cause any trouble.
Okay. Or you don't see yourself having any trouble
Right.
in those areas?
Right.
Okay. So now that we've identified some problem areas that we could potentially work on in therapy, I want to go ahead and rate how important these things are to you.
Okay.
So using the scale for importance, we're going to use a 1 to 10 scale. So 1 being it's not important to you at all, and 10 being it's extremely important that you're able to do these things. We're going to go through each one, and you're just going to give me a number from 1 to 10. So starting with personal care, you listed opening containers. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not important at all and 10 being extremely important, how important is being able to open containers for you?
I think an 8.
An 8. Okay. And then for functional mobility, you listed climbing stairs.
That I would say would be like a 9.
A 9.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit more about why that's more important to you?
Because my washer and dryer are downstairs.
Okay, so it's a really important thing
yes.
to be able to do.
Right.
Okay. And then you didn't list anything for community management, so we're going to go ahead and move to paid and unpaid work. You listed sitting for long periods of time because you do have a desk job.
Yes.
It's pretty important that you be able to sit for a while. So how important do you think being able to sit for long periods of time is to you?
I would say an 8.
An 8. Okay. And then moving on to household management, cleaning the bathroom is something you listed as a problem area. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how important do you feel it is to be able to do that?
I would say it's 7.
A 7?
Yes.
Okay, you kind of chuckled. Can
yes.
you tell me a little bit?
I'll have somebody else do it.
Okay, not a bad deal. Okay, and then school and play. You said that family get-togethers, being able to run around with the little ones or play sports with the entire family can sometimes be an issue.
Yes.
Can you rate how important that is for you?
I actually think that's like a 9.
A 9.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a lot of little ones in the family that you'd like to run around with?
Well, I have a niece and nephew. That would be nice to be able to run around and chase them and
get down on the ground and play.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay. And then leisure, you didn't identify anything for quiet recreation, so we're going to move to traveling or to active recreation, which you listed traveling as something that can sometimes be a bother because of your arthritis. So can you rate that for me on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would say like a 7.
A 7. Okay. And can you tell me a little bit more about that one?
Well, it's hard to go traveling and sightseeing when there are other people with you, and you do find that you want to go out and do things, and sometimes the arthritis kicks in and you just don't feel like doing it.
Okay.
And walking around.
Okay. So now what I'm going to repeat back to you just to make sure that I have everything correct. I have climbing stairs and being able to run around with family members as 2 of your most important things that you rated at a 9. And then opening containers and sitting for long periods of time, you rated both at an 8. So that's 4 areas. So then you actually have a tie between cleaning the bathroom and traveling. So if you don't want to split those up, that's fine. We can go with just the 4. But if you would like to identify one that you feel is more important between the 2, we can do that if you'd like.
Well, socially, I would like to do more traveling.
More traveling?
Yeah,
okay.
That would be...
So you would want to focus on that a little bit more?
Right.
Okay. So just to make sure I have this correct, opening containers, climbing stairs, sitting for long periods of time, being able to run around with family, and traveling are your 5 most important things. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and write those down on the back here. So can you tell me a little bit more about your daily life and kind of how arthritis affects you?
Well, like starting in the morning, getting in and out of bed is
Mhm.
also an issue.
Oh, it is an issue.
Yeah, it can be,
Okay.
depending on how I feel that day.
Okay.
It does help if I stretch in the morning
Mhm.
before I get out of bed, because then it seems like I'm able to function a little bit easier
Okay.
when I first get up in the morning.
Have you ever, what kind of bed do you have?
It was an old water bed that we had, and we still kept the frame, and we actually purchased an actual regular mattress to put inside of it.
Okay.
But my being as short as I am,
Mhm.
it actually is too high for me,
Okay.
and I kind of have to jump a little bit or step on something to get in.
Okay. Do you have like a little step stool or anything like that?
Yeah, I do have one, and there are times that I will use it.
Okay.
For me, it just makes it easier. I'm always afraid that if I wake up in the middle of the night and I get out of bed, I'll stumble on that.
Mhm. Or kind of forget that it's there.
Right.
Okay.
So I find that I would just kind of like take a hop and get onto the bed.
Okay. Okay. All right. So now we're going to move on to how you feel you perform
Okay.
in these areas that you have identified.
Mm-hmm.
So on the same 1 to 10 scale, you're going to identify your performance. So 1 being you're not able to perform it at all, and 10 being you're able to do it extremely well and wouldn't change a thing about how you perform it.
Okay.
So starting with opening containers on a scale of 1 to 10 at this moment, how do you feel that you rate yourself?
Probably a 7.
A 7. Okay. And climbing stairs on a
Um,
scale of 1 to 10?
I would say a 6.
6.
Yeah.
Okay. It seems like you struggle with that a little
Yes.
bit more.
Yes.
Okay. Sitting for long periods of time?
Due to the fact that I do that 5 days a week, I probably would say, I wish it was easier, so I would say probably a 7.
A 7.
Between a 6 and a 7, so probably a 7.
A 7.
Yeah.
Okay. And then family get-togethers, you identified wanting to be able to run around more with the kids or play games with the family.
I wish I could do more of that.
Okay.
So I would say, would that then be not able to do it? Where I would be more like a 4 or 5 type.
I mean, it could be. It's kind of up to you though.
Okay, I would say probably about a 5.
Okay, a 5.
Yeah.
So you're kind of able to do it, but there's a lot of room for improvement.
Right.
In that
I
area.
wish I could do more.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. And then traveling. I know you said you wished you could do more of that. So at a 1 to 10 scale, where would you say you're at right now in that area?
I would say about a 7.
A 7.
Yeah.
So you're still pretty able to do it.
Correct.
But there's still that room for improvement.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So now that we've identified that, we're going to move on to our last rating scale, which is satisfaction. Same 1 to 10 scale.
Okay.
1 being able or not satisfied with how you do it at all, and 10 being extremely satisfied with how you do it. So based on your performance numbers, you're going to rate yourself on how satisfied you are with how you perform these areas right now.
Okay.
So starting with opening containers, you rated your performance at a 7. So how satisfied on a scale of 1 to 10 are you with that number?
I think I would like to improve it.
Okay.
So I would say I would like it to be, now I gave it a 7, you said?
Yes.
I would like it to be up to an 8.
You want your satisfaction to be at an 8.
Right.
Okay, but
right.
how satisfied are you with it right now?
Okay, probably a 4.
A 4. Okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
And that was
Your satisfaction.
on
Opening containers.
opening containers. Well, since you do have to cook and do those types of things, it's more important, I think, to be able to open those kind of things. Otherwise, I always get the gripper out and I use a gripper,
Okay.
and then I can get it done.
Okay. Okay. And then climbing stairs, you rated your performance at a 6.
Yes.
So how satisfied are you with your performance in being able to climb stairs at this point?
At this point, I would say 6.
6. Okay. And then sitting for long periods of time, since you work at a desk, and I take it you're probably looking at a computer for most of the day?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So how satisfied are you with sitting for long periods of time? You rated your performance at a 7. So on a scale of 1 to 10.
I would say a 6.
A 6. Okay. And then family get-togethers, you rated yourself at a 5 for being able to kind of participate in family activities like running around with the little ones and
I would say
and things.
I wish I could do more, so I would say maybe a 4.
A 4. Okay. And then traveling with friends or sightseeing, things like that. You rated yourself at a 7. So satisfaction-wise, on a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with the amount of traveling that you can do due to
I would say
your
a 6.
arthritis? A 6. Okay. Well, that's all I have for you.
Okay.
Thank you for your time and being so honest with me. Is there anything that you'd like to touch on before we end this session today?
No, I guess then you will let me know what the outcome of this could be for me to make things better.
Definitely.
Okay.
I will definitely look over this and we can come up with some goals and things to work on for our next session.
Okay, great.
So if you don't have any questions, as always, you're always able to see everything that I've written down. So if you want to take a look at this before you leave, you're more than welcome to.
Okay.
But if you don't have any other questions, that's all I have for you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.